WGF 921 of San Antonio. This is KLMO 98.9 and 92.1 FM. We are
KLMO, KLMO, 98.9 FM, San Antonio's 92.1. We are San Antonio. Good Saturday morning and welcome to Saturday Morning Show. From Monterosa.
Good morning.
Sorry, I didn't have the thing up to read.
It's cold, it's chilly. We're here.
Life stories. There you go.
Life stories, yes. Good
I
morning,
said
San
life lessons.
Antonio.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Well, good morning, San Antonio. This is April Monterosa with Life Stories here on KLMO, Tejano 98.9 FM. And Merry Christmas Eve to everyone out there. You ready for Christmas, Adam?
Ready or not, it's here.
That's right. That's right. Well, I hope everyone is doing great on this cool morning. It's a little chilly today. But this morning we have a special guest. Her name is Sasha Cervantes. She is the owner of Body by Sasha Mobile Gym and Fitness. Welcome to my show. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm super excited to be here, April.
I am so excited you're here. You have a lot going on.
I do have a lot going on. Yeah.
So introduce yourself. So I always like to give my guests the opportunity to introduce themselves. So introduce yourself to our listeners.
Okay. I'm Sasha. I'm owner of Body by Sasha Mobile Gym and Fitness. It is the first mobile gym in San Antonio. It's a fully equipped gym, so that's pretty awesome. Sorry.
It
Super
is.
nervous.
No, don't be nervous. So Sasha Cervantes, she is the owner, like she said, of Body by Sasha Mobile Gym and Fitness. And I have to say, her setup is literally a mobile gym. Like,
Yes.
you have the trailer.
Yes.
You bring it to wherever your clients wander. I know that you're all over San Antonio at different parks. And you set up an actual outdoor gym.
Yes. Very convenient.
That is, I mean, I feel bad. I'm like, man, what's my excuse, right?
That was pretty much the idea for the mobile gym and pretty much my motto, like no excuses. Like I'm bringing you to the gym. It's like practically in your backyard.
And you do that, right?
Yes.
You bring it to people's homes, like
Yes.
your clients,
So
if they want personal training.
clients, yes. Yeah, I just bring it out whenever I can. And,
Wow.
Yeah.
I've seen it. And I love that more and more women are joining your groups in the morning. It's like 4:35 a.m.
Yes.
I'm writing at that time. That's like my power hour.
They're so awesome.
I should
so
be there
awesome.
working out with y'all, but I'm not.
I think I had girls come out Wednesday. It was like in the 30s, and that's pretty amazing. You know,
That's commitment,
Yes.
man.
They're very dedicated. They want those changes to happen, and they're willing to come out, wake up at 4:00 in the morning, have class at 5, be there till 6, and
So what got you started? How did you get into fitness?
I think it was just all a part of my journey, my
Okay.
healing process.
Okay.
At my biggest, I was 180 pounds. That was pretty big for me since I was always a small, girl and
Mhm.
woman. And then one day it just wasn't like that anymore. And I realized, man, I kind of let myself go. Like, what's going on? I didn't really have a life. I didn't know what direction I was going. And, my friends around me kind of got me going and pushed me into a gym, which I started on the south side too as well. There was a gym there, a family-owned gym. And I started with Zumba. And that's how it started. And then from there, I went to weight training, and it was amazing.
I've tried Zumba. So my mom is like a Zumba queen. She goes every morning. Sometimes she takes 2 classes back to back.
Yeah, and there's a lot of women like that. They love Zumba.
I'm like, Zumba at first, right? And people laugh like, oh, haha, Zumba. Have you ever taken a Zumba class?
It'll kick your butt.
Oh my God. You're dancing. I mean, when you're at the club dancing, double fisting with them drinks, you can dance for an hour straight because you don't feel anything. But that's not the case at Zumba. You feel muscles that you didn't even know you had. And it's a pretty intense workout for someone that wants to get into cardio.
It is. And on my social media pages, I do share a lot of Zumba, classes around the area because I'm huge on supporting Zumba instructors, and especially because that's where I started.
Sure.
If that's what it takes people to get started is Zumba, go to a class.
Yeah.
Try something.
So where are you from? What
I'm-
part of San Antonio?
South side.
Oh, Southside. All right.
I actually went to Southside High School.
Oh,
like
that is Southside. That is very South.
Yeah.
Nice. So, what has been the most inspiring part about getting into fitness? Like, what was it? Because you've mentioned to me in the past that your life was completely different than from what it is now.
Completely.
What was it that was like, okay, I need to change. I need to change, and I'm going to do it. What was it that happened in your life that triggered that?
I think it was just needing direction. I was in my late 20s, early, going into my early 30s, and it was like, okay, where am I going? I'm a mom, and I went to school. I was in a classroom. I'm like, but I don't think that's all of me, and I needed more. And so if you follow like my social media pages, I do post about my journey and kind of like my ups and downs in the past and where I came from. And so my life needed some huge changes, and fitness, it like pushed me to kind of, like, hey, get off your butt, get to working. Now I'm owner of Body by Sasha, so it's been a crazy ride, but it's super exciting.
I love how transparent you are on your social media. I think that is uh, part of your success and why women trust you, because you're not out there, portraying this perfect fit image, right? That it's the fitness and the fitness world.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, or the wellness world, I should say, because I kind of come from the wellness world, but on the spa self-care
Yes.
side. It's very deceiving. You see these people like looking perfect, and you assume that their life is perfect
Mm-hmm.
because they're perfect looking all the time, right?
Yeah.
Of course, social media is very deceiving anyway. But I like how you're real and you share real stories. I think that connects with people. I think that makes people feel more comfortable. Like, hey, you know what? I can relate to that. I'm going through that now, and wow, look at you! Like you overcame that,
Mm-hmm.
or you went through healing, or you know, you look great. You look better. Like I want that. That's very inspiring. Um, what has been a challenge though, as a business owner in your industry?
Okay, I was going through this in my head, and I'm like, okay, what are the challenges besides, the main challenges of like, hey, you're an entrepreneur, and the ups and downs
Oh yeah.
and that,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And I came to the conclusion that it is getting people to realize that fitness and your health is a priority, and it should be. A lot of people, it's not on their priority list. There's so many other things that they're doing or want to do, and I think it needs to be like on that top 5, list of, hey, this needs to be included, not only for like physical, appearance, but mental. And that's because like I know a lot of people go through a lot of mental, issues, or they're going through some things, and from my experience, fitness has really helped with that. And till this day it does. I struggle, daily now,
Yeah.
with certain things, and without this, like I don't know like where I'd be or what I would be doing, and so I think I take it a little too hard when I want to help them physically get fit and help them on their journey, and sometimes they're just not there yet.
For sure.
They're not ready to start that journey, and I think that's the hardest and for me, and I really take that to heart because I'm like, man, I know you can do it, and I really want you to do it, but I can't push them.
For
They have
sure,
to push
for sure.
themselves. They have to want it.
I see that with business owners that I come into contact with when they reach out to me for either mentoring or coaching or something, and I see all this great potential. They have the money to invest. They have the knowledge. They have the skill. They're just not ready, and it's hard because you're like, man, like you're there, like you just gotta push yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to any type of life change, no one's going to do it for you. I don't care how many people you talk to, how much money you spend on mentoring, coaching. You can do all of those things, but unless you really want it, whatever that may be, in your case, fitness goals, it's not going to happen. Yeah. It's not. And so I know how that feels. That's hard.
It is.
That's very hard because I'm sure you're like, I saw you last class. Like you kicked butt last class. Like, why are you feeling like this today? But then you can relate because you go through that. I know that you share that on your social media. Like, oh, I just can't today. Yeah. And I love how you push yourself. One of my mentors, who she showed me a lot in the beauty industry when I was in the beauty industry, and she would always tell me, on the days that you feel your worst, where you just want to lay in bed and you don't want to do anything, those are the days that you have to make yourself get up. Put your makeup on, do your hair, wear that pretty dress that's been sitting, even if you're just going to the store. Because once you're out there and you feel good and you look good, it just brings you back to life.
It does.
So I've always believed in that. But we are going to take a quick short break. My co-host, Mr. Eric Lee, decided to stroll in.
Hi, Eric.
So we'll be back with Sasha Cervantes.
KLMO, Alamo Tejano, 98.9 FM, San Antonio's 92.1. Good Saturday morning, and welcome to Life Stories with Everyone Tomorosa. We'll be right back.
Hooking up with the fine mamacita, pero chulita, bien bonita, bien sexy de amar.
Shut your mouth, boy.
That's what's up. Everybody else, squeeze that box, homeboy. Cuando me junto con mis homeboys y agarramos la parranda, let me tell you, that's what's up, that's what's up. Si le entramos a la borrachera, no hombre, cállate. Un traguito de tequila, that's what's up, that's what's up. Llegando al baile, al vacilón y escuchar el acordeón, te lo digo, that's what's up, that's what's up. Sexy, bien bonita.
That would be me.
That's what's up, that's what's up. Un tirito de chanclazos. That's what's up, that's what's up. A que se oye el taconazo. That's what's up, that's what's up. Y más con ella en mis brazos. That's what's up, that's what's up. Te lo juro por lo más sagrado. A bailar el tacuachito. That's what's up, that's what's up. Ay, pero bien pegadito. That's what's up, that's what's up. De cachetito a cachetito. That's what's up, that's what's up. Qué linda vida, mi Diosito. Échale, Jaime. Puro party, homie. Cuando me junto con mis homeboys y agarramos la parranda, let me tell you, that's what's up, that's what's up. Si le entramos a la borrachera, no hombre, cállate, otro traguito. That's what's up, that's what's up. Órale, Juan, llegando al baile, al vacilón y escuchar el acordeón, te lo digo, that's what's up, that's what's up. Hooking up with a fine mamacita, lollipop, sexy
KLMO, Alamo Tejano, 98.9 FM, and San Antonio's 92.1. Somos San Antonio. Good Saturday morning. We're back with Life Stories with April Monterosa.
All right, welcome back. And we're here with Miss Sasha Cervantes. So, Sasha, you shared some of the challenges in your industry. What has been one of the most rewarding experiences as a business owner in the fitness industry?
I think it's seeing women just being consistent and dedicated, like the girl showing up at 5 o'clock in the morning and works out in 38-degree weather. Like, that's amazing. And people who work out with me or anything like that know that I will be out there in all kinds of weather. You know, it's like
I see that. I'm like, I'm all under my blankets. Like, yeah, good for you, girls. You go.
And to me, that's just like a huge form of, you know, dedication, and it shows that to me, and that's what like I'm in it for, you know, and it's very rewarding, and I love it.
Well, I'm very proud of you because that is because of you. That is because of what you bring to their lives as a woman, as a person that's gone through trials and tribulations and healing and all that. I really think that people or women especially are drawn to that because they can relate to that. And these women want to better themselves, and I'm sure they go through things as well. And they're there because they're inspired by you. So you should be very proud of that.
I think that's hard to take sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
And even the compliments, you know, we just had like a Christmas event, you know, some girls, and they sat at the table and they just let me know like how, you know, like how amazing I was practically, you know, like, oh, like what I do and all that. And it was still hard for me to take in and be like, oh, like that's how they feel about what I do and what I bring, you know, to them.
Well,
and
when you know what, I know how you feel. But when you feel that way, that should be a reminder of, you know what, I've overcome blah 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 in my life. I've gotten through this challenge. That should make you think of those things because of who you are now, because of what you've decided to go after in your own life. You didn't want to stay stuck in that life that you were not happy in, right?
yeah.
And you went through whatever it was to get to this point. That's not easy. That's not easy to tell yourself, you know what, I'm not happy living like this, whatever it is. I'm going to go through these changes to be better, to be happier, to be whatever, right? And those women that compliment you and tell you all these things, instead of like, oh, you know, yeah, it's flattering, of course, but you should use those as reminders to yourself that, you know what I've done all this time has been right for my life. Because I'm sure that now, as opposed to then, the people in your life have changed.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure.
Yes.
I know what that's like when you're in a different mindset and a different environment, and you're around people that are the same. When you want different, when you want better, when you want more, and you push yourself to go after whatever that is, your people change.
Mm-hmm.
You start connecting with like-minded individuals, and that's growth. So when you get those compliments, use that as a reminder, like, I did it, I'm doing it.
Yes.
Because you still got a lot to do.
I know. And then I'm here
And,
with you right now.
And you're and
It's
now you're on the
amazing.
radio. Yes. But you're doing it. So I'm very proud of you again.
Thank you.
So here comes the new year.
New
What
year.
do we see on social media? New year, new me,
Yes.
right?
New year, new me.
So what are some wellness tips for beginners? And I mean, like, never been in a gym.
Yeah.
You know, shy. I can't do that. People that they want to start a fitness journey, and I don't mean like, oh, I got to be in the gym every morning. Just something, baby steps.
Yeah.
What are some wellness tips for beginners?
First of all, I would say don't get overwhelmed, especially if you're barely starting, and don't think you have to go to the gym like 6 days, 5 days out of the week. okay, you want to start a fitness plan that's, realistic here. If it's just you walking that day, walking a couple of days out of the week, or at home with, 5-pound dumbbells, like that's where you start. Don't get overwhelmed with this huge gym, all this equipment, all these videos that are on social media.
And when you go to a gym, because I've done this in the past.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, new year, new me. I'm gonna go buy that gym membership, and not all gyms. So don't take it that way. But most
Yeah.
gyms, when you go and sign up, it's very overwhelming.
Yeah.
They want to sign you up for a trainer. They want to put you on some kind of program, some plan. And I'm not even talking about the financial part of it because it's not cheap either.
Hmm.
But they throw all these different things at you, and you're like, man, I don't even know how to use the treadmill, man. Like, calm down before you try to assign a trainer to me. How do you deal with that? What is some advice for someone that is going to go to a gym and they want to just boom, I want to go invest in a gym and get all this and that going. What is some advice for someone that is overwhelmed at that time at the gym and this trainer's like all in their face? How would you handle that?
Yeah, it's all sales, right? When you go into a gym.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Um, so yeah, just don't commit to anything you're not ready for. Even when I get clients and I show them my personal training plans, and I'm real, I'm like, if you can't give me 4 days out of the week, don't buy that. Because I'm not here to waste your time, and don't waste mine. So you're not gonna kind of get that realism when you go to the gym. It's like, hey, buy this, and if you come, you come. If you don't, I don't care. So it's hard for me to, kind of tell you like, hey, when you go to the gym, like blah blah blah, because I'm so different, and I'm me,
Yeah.
and I'm Body by Sasha, and just don't commit to anything you are not ready for. So even if that means like no personal trainer, and you're just going to the gym, and you want to go 1 day out of the week, then do that.
What about for the person on the go? Life is busy,
Mhm.
right? So it's easier to stop at the drive-through and get McDonald's or get Whataburger.
I know, I see it a lot.
Yeah. What advice do you have for someone that's what they're used to?
Yeah, and that's huge.
Every morning, it's not just on Tuesdays, but every morning is tacos.
Mhm.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Tacos, coffee, lunch, McDonald's, whatever.
I mean,
That's
tacos is life. What are you talking about?
I love tacos too. I love tacos, and people who know me know I love
not
to eat.
every day.
Okay, so diets. I'm not huge on diets, and my clients and everybody knows that as well. I don't like huge restrictions because I see a lot of people losing because they cut out so much, and then once they lose, they gain it all back because they never knew how to eat. And that's funny to say because it's like, hey, you're like in your 30s and you don't know how to eat because it's not that simple. Um, Drive-throughs, right? So what I would recommend if you're just eating out all the time is choose the best option on that menu for what your goals or what you're heading to.
So a cup of water to go.
No, it's kind of like
Hold the ice. That's
it's
too
like
fattening. No.
no, it's really hard for people. I've heard people they're like, I can't go without butter, and it's like, man,
But there's substitutes for
Yes.
that.
See, so that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, you can't. You want to. It's kind of like weaning you off a substance, like,
yeah.
okay, so there's butter, but I can't believe it's not butter, and then you'll hear like that's not real butter though. So it's
But
kind of
that's a mental thing. Like it doesn't taste any different.
to me, like now that if I even eat fast food, it does not taste the same to me, like at all.
Really?
Yeah, so I get grossed out, or I'm just like, I can do without that.
I would think after eating right for a while and then going to fast food, that's got to do something to your body.
Yeah, you'll feel it, and you'll feel the difference. So it's not nice.
Ugh.
So I rather just avoid it, and or like the kids, I'll take one of their fries, and I'm like, I'll eat it and I'll be like, yeah, it's not worth it. It wasn't very good. So, but yeah, when you go to a restaurant, that's what I do. I'll go on there and see what the best option is. Like, so typically I'll get fish,
Okay. Okay.
or if it's drive through, if you're used to getting like, the 2 cheeseburgers, whatever, I'll get a Happy Meal,
Yeah.
like,
Because some people need that fast food once in a while, or that big red once in a while.
so get a Happy Meal, get that little drink. You don't need the 32 ounce of Big Red. You don't need it.
So you're not saying cut it off completely.
No.
You're just saying limit yourself.
Yes, and when you're learning how to eat, that's huge because it is a mental thing. If you don't teach yourself or you don't stop yourself from eating, you're gonna keep eating.
Yeah.
And with the holidays, people, and
Tamales, tamales, tamales.
and then you're gonna go visiting all families and feel like you need to eat in every
Well, you do.
household.
It's rude if you don't
A
eat
little-
at every
you
family
don't
member's house you visit.
You don't need a full plate and like 5 desserts on your plate. You gotta pick and choose.
What about for us office people? Well, I shouldn't say that because I'm not in an office 24/7, but you're at a desk,
Mhm.
8 to 4, 9 to 5, whatever. You just drink coffee all day.
Yes.
You're sitting at the computer. What are some workout tips or wellness tips for
I was gonna
those
say,
types
you better
of
be
individuals?
hydrating, April. If you're
Yeah,
drinking all that coffee, are you drinking
Starbucks,
water?
QT, coffee, and all the coffee houses that are always around me. Oh, yeah, I hydrate. No, I do drink water
Okay,
because
good.
I'm very big on taking care of my skin.
You hear that, QT? We need a sponsorship.
We do.
We're promoting QT coffee.
It's good.
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you ask?
What are some fitness and wellness tips for those that sit at a desk for long periods of time?
Oh, you got to get up and moving. I hear a lot of people that are in pain because they're sitting down all day on the desk. Like,
The back suffers.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, so get up,
massages.
move.
Problem solved. No, I love massages.
I need one of those. But yeah, you got to just keep moving, incorporate a little workout routine on your break or whatever you need to do, but up and moving. Don't just stay sitting down the whole time. Even stand up and type or do it, make your phone calls.
Do you have any? Because I know you have workout videos.
Yes, I post frequently, like here and there. Yeah, I try not to.
They're great.
I try not
I'm
to
like, how does she do
freak
that?
out people with all my
That's
videos.
like Spider-Man moves right there. I'm like, man.
It's fun. It's fun to be like, see something and be like, hey, can I do that? And then
And you have a
attempt to do it.
spotter, your dog.
Yeah, she's always there. Always.
That's so cute. What is your dog's name? You gotta
Her-
shout out your dog.
Her name is Cass. She's a pain in the butt.
She's cute. How do you do that? How do you just get in front of the camera and work out? That's got to be hard, or is it not? You make it look easy.
No, it's not. It's just so much easier than talking in front of a camera like this right here. I'm like, I don't know. But like recording and doing what I love, like that's just easy for me. And I can do that all day, but I don't want to be posting like all day, like workout videos.
Do you have any mentors or fitness gurus or people that inspire you, whether it's in your fitness journey or in your personal journey? Are there any people in your life that do that for you that you kind of
I would just
pull
go.
from?
I would just go with the women and men that are around me, like in the fitness community. I would say social media, and it's overwhelming. And I had to take a break, and you'll see like on there people that you follow, and if it's in the industry that you do, it's very mentally draining, and it's like, hey, I'm not doing that, or I'm not doing that enough, and so I had to cut back, and I was just like, I can't keep watching these videos over and over again. I hope people don't feel like that about me, but I'm just like, man, like I don't like comparing. So I try to stay away from a lot of that on social media, and I try not to watch and get sucked in.
Okay.
I do post on there, but that, on mine private, like my social media, but I try not to go down the rabbit hole of looking at other people's social media and seeing how far they are in their, like the real built women that, been doing it like, I don't know how many years, and thinking, hey, like, why am I not there? But, I'm going day by day, and it's a process. And so, yeah, it's the people around me. They really motivate me.
I think that that who you spend the most time with is a big factor in your life. It's huge
Mhm.
because if you're trying to be on this positive journey, whether it's through health, mental wellness, whatever it is, right? And you're around people that are not growing, not positive, it's hard because first of all, they don't get you, they don't understand, right? Because they're dealing with whatever they're dealing with, and your mentality is, yeah, I'm getting higher, I'm going up there, whatever that is in your life, you're reaching a goal or you're growing as a person. So yeah, I think that's very important that you surround yourself with people like that, and lucky for you, they're your clients.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's got to be
and they're
empowering.
Amazing. Yeah, and then with Body by Sasha, we do have a group messenger, so days
accountability. Yeah. Why aren't you here at 4:45 a.m. in the cold? No.
I just kind of messaged one of the girls, and she's at Central Fitness, and she's like, "Take no breaks. We're here this morning, Saturday morning, Christmas Eve, and that's amazing."
Yeah. Well, we're gonna take a short break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about a big event that you have going on in the new year.
Yes.
January. But for those of you watching our Facebook Live, be sure you visit Live from the Southside and give us a follow. If you want to check out the magazine, visit SouthsideSanAntonio.com and check us out. We'll be right back.
All right, real quick, just before we go to break, to all those listening or logged on to Facebook Live, Jennifer Lynn Myers, who happens to be the vocalist for Willie the Kid Cantu Starlight Band, thank you for joining us. I know you're up early almost every weekend. Angel Lagado from Mesquite, Texas, hello. Jennifer Virgin, she says, good morning, ladies. Juan Reyes Jr., shout out from Pleasanton. Yes, sir. Merry Christmas and be safe out there on the roads. Linda Pineda Silva also says good morning from Bryan, Texas. Shimano Penn, good morning. Renee Hernandez. Roland Palacio from Wisconsin is listening. Thank you so much. And I hope I don't chop this up, but Umaro Ramirez says, tamales are 14 bars a la mexicana. So there you go. And saludos para todos los de Pleasanton, Pierce, Hondo, Castroville, Crystal City, Houston, Dallas, and Austin, Texas, checking in. Thank you guys so much. We'll be right back with Life Stories with April Monterosa.
Acabaron tus besos para mí, ya ni tus abrazos no puedo sentir, ya perdí la fe para vivir, ya prefiero morir. Tú te fuiste sin mi amor, explícame por qué, por favor. Ahora no tengo a nadie quien querer, ya me dejaste, ya te alejaste, ya se acabaron tus besos para mí, ni tus abrazos no puedo sentir, ya perdí la fe para vivir, ya prefiero morir. Tú te fuiste sin mi amor, explícame por qué, por favor. Ahora no tengo a nadie quien querer, ya me dejaste, ya te alejaste, ya. Explícame por qué, por favor. Ahora no tengo
KLMOK Alamo Tejano 98.9 FM, San Antonio's 92.1. Somos San Antonio. And we're back with Life Stories with April Monterosa. Quick shout out going out to John Vi, who just joined us on Facebook Live. Good morning. Sandy Brooke Martinez says good morning to the ladies.
Sandy.
Becky Ruiz, yes, Merry Christmas Eve to you as well. Lori Galindo says good morning. And Angel Lagado, good morning to you. Yes, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Welcome back. And shout out to my family. I see my sissy Lori Galindo's listening. So shout out to my nephews, Eric, Easton, and Emmett. I love you guys. The AP loves you so much. So welcome back, Sasha.
Hi.
So you getting the hang of this radio thing?
Yeah, I feel a little better.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I was nervous, like I said, and I couldn't sleep last night.
Oh my goodness, that's too funny.
That bad, huh? That bad.
It was that bad.
You're too cute. You're too cute. Okay, so fitness tips, small goals for men. Give us a couple.
Oh man, it's pretty hard to get men in Embodied by Sasha. Come on, men, where y'all at?
I'm proof of that.
Nah, they typically like to go to the big gyms and lift heavy stuff.
Well, but
I would say
some maybe at home fitness tips or,
Yes,
or for
and-
those that are intimidated by the gym or
yeah, and I'm gonna say don't lift heavy just because you're a man, and I know how it is, because me being a woman, I want to lift heavy, but sometimes I'm like I can't. Something happened, or doctor's like, hey, no. But yeah, don't lift heavy, especially if you don't know proper form. This goes for men and women. Don't attempt it. You're gonna injure yourself and then be out of the game for like 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks, who knows how long. So take it easy, take it slow. Depending on what your fitness goals are, there are a lot of different ways to go.
well, injured or not. That picture on Instagram and Facebook's gold though, right? I lifted
Yes.
10,000 pounds. Yeah.
I think for men, we're so competitive that we walk in the gym, if we do, and you see someone lifting 200 pounds, you're like, oh yeah, well I'm going to do 3. You know, and that's not the way to go.
No,
yeah, I'm
don't,
sure.
Don't do it. I've heard people, and it's like, and even kids, at schools are like lifting super heavy. They're hurting themselves, and it's like, okay, I'm huge on proper form checks, and my classes, they're pretty like one-on-one. So even like my mornings, or if I have evening classes, I'm checking and I'm like looking at what you're doing, and if you're doing it wrong, I'm gonna call you out.
What are some things that men can do around the house that's fitness related?
I was gonna say, throw
Cut
the
the
trash out.
grass more, throw the trash out. Right,
Wash the
Adam?
dishes.
I do that.
Make me dinner.
I mean, carrying the laundry basket full of laundry to and from the bedroom to the washroom, that's workout, right?
I noticed your arms were bigger.
That's a workout. Yeah, I've been doing that.
Seriously though, you can do that. When I first started, and it was COVID, that's when I first started. It was water jugs. I used water jugs
Wow,
in my
okay.
living room, and if y'all see on my social media what my living room looks like now, no living room, no, it's just all gym equipment,
And plants.
and plants. Yes,
Oh my
I become a
goodness.
plant mom.
I see that. That's
Yeah.
my sister-in-law. She has all these pretty plants. I killed my bonsai tree, my lavender plant that they told me, oh no, girl, lavender. Because I mean, being my spa background, right? I love lavender. Yeah, you don't have to water it, but once a month, I killed that. I don't know. I just whatever's opposite of a green thumb, I have that. The black thumb, I guess. I don't know. The thumb of death for plants. I can't keep any plants alive, but you have a lot.
Thank you.
Does that help with your mental wellness?
It does. It
Okay.
really does. Yeah, and then my sobriety, that helped as well. I'm like 2 years, going on 9 months sober.
That's
You
awesome.
know,
Congratulations.
As a Hispanic woman, we're all drinkers, right? Most of us.
No.
So it was time for me to take a break from that, and that was also part of my healing and my journey. So
So back to the guys.
yes.
Give us another tip. What can they do? Baby steps as far as fitness tips for the new year.
I would say, and find a support group. A lot of women.
Oh, that's hard for men.
I know, and so that's why I'm like, let me say that this morning, because women do that. They have support groups, and they have or all these fitness classes they go to, and they all know each other, and they're all there for each other, kind of motivating one another, and that's what I love. That they do that. I think men kind of need that support system too, and they need to find that. Quit being so stubborn.
I think that's hard, especially in the Latino community, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
The
mean,
machismo thing kind of kicks in.
yeah,
Yep.
oh man,
Yeah,
I-
but help
I-
each other. You know.
I don't need anybody. I can do this on my own, kind of
Uh-huh.
thing.
Oh,
And then,
yeah.
and then you then give up. After a few days or a few weeks, you're like, man, well, because you
'Cause
don't have
I
that
think-
support.
Yeah, that they get discouraged
Yeah.
because they don't have the right hand man
Yeah.
or whatever.
But if
Yeah.
you see like some men who do have that, and it's like, man, yeah, bro, like let's both go. They're
I think
going.
it just
They're
takes
motivating.
that one to kind of motivate the group.
Yeah.
But if they're all in that, if they all have that attitude, like, nah, yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay, so for the ladies
Yes.
that want to get into fitness and wellness, beginners tips. What are some tips for the women?
Stop making excuses. And I could
Eek.
say that because I'm a woman.
I feel attacked.
And I mean, that'll be, stop making the excuses. You're a mom, so am I. You work, so do I. You don't have time. Yes, you do. Like, I know it's hard for women to kind of get up and going, but you got to do it. Just for your mental health, take that break, take that time, especially if you have kids. Get out of get out of the house, go do something, and no shopping.
What-
That's not what I mean.
That's just spending money.
Yeah.
Although some people, they do consider retail therapy
Yeah.
good for their mental
I do
being.
that sometimes too.
What about eating? You cook for the kids, you cook for the family, you cook for the hubby, right?
Yes.
And they want pasta, and they want
Yeah.
enchiladas and tortillas, and you're like, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm on this journey. How do you say no to that? How do you cook for everyone what they like, all the good stuff, all the carbs, all the sugar, and then you not join in on that?
It's hard.
What are some tips for that?
Be in control of your ingredients. So if you're making pasta, no one's saying you can't have pasta, but be in control of what you're putting in it, how you're making it, how you're preparing it, your portions. That's huge because, pasta, you think you need like this huge bowl of pasta. You don't.
It expands in
Yeah.
your tummy
And
too.
And I like to tell my clients and everybody, I'll post, like, be aware of those nutrition facts, those serving sizes in the back of these boxes that you're getting or whatever you're getting, because serving sizes might be like half a cup, not like 2 cups on your plate, and I think just being more aware of what you're eating and what those nutrition facts are, you're going to start seeing like, oh, maybe that's why I'm gaining weight, or maybe that's why this is happening, because you're overeating, or you don't need all of that pasta. Oh, and enchiladas, I think, was it next month's column in Live from the South Side?
Yes.
I did.
That's right. You
yeah.
are a contributing writer to Live from the Southside
Yes.
magazine. Sasha does share a lot of fitness tips, wellness tips, and now recipes in the
Yes.
magazine monthly. So
Yeah.
definitely check that out. That's
Yeah,
right.
that was so next month is the enchilada recipe,
Okay.
and it's like enchiladas and rice, and it's under 600 calories for
Nice.
that dinner. So it's kind of like I said, be aware of those ingredients, change it up. Don't you don't have to throw that tortilla and all that oil, to make those enchiladas.
But you do.
You
because that's the
don't.
best part.
So it's like those little changes, that helps, and it's huge.
There's a lot of and I've been doing this for my stepkids. There's a lot of sugar-free items out there that taste good.
Yeah.
Like they like the Kool-Aid, they like the juices. I've started with little things. Even I think Hershey's has like chocolate syrup that's
Yeah.
sugar-free. I've kind of started incorporating that in some of the stuff that I buy at the house. Baby steps.
Have they noticed?
They have not noticed.
Okay, yeah. Unless you
No.
tell them, they won't notice.
They haven't noticed.
My kids, though, at this point, they already know. They're like, is it the healthy stuff? And they won't eat it. They're just
No,
like, they
they-
say sugar-free, and they're like, ew, it's gross. I'm like, you haven't even tried
No,
it.
I have this thing where I don't like anybody in the kitchen when I'm cooking
Oh, that's
unless
good.
I'm assigning them to chop up things to
Good
help me get
idea.
it done faster. But other than that, get away from me. Like I don't like for anyone to
Yeah.
be cooking over me. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So whenever they have friends over or I'm making like little sundaes or little treats for them, for the little ones and their friends, it's sugar free. Sometimes the ice cream is too if I can find it.
Yeah.
But they just see this pretty decked out sundae. They don't even know that all of it is sugar free because they don't care.
Yeah.
They just, I don't tell them that.
Yeah.
They see it and they're like, oh yeah, our stepmom made all of us sundaes, and they're just digging in like, this is cool, you know. They don't know it's sugar free.
Yeah. So it's
You
like
got to
those
start
little
somewhere,
changes. Yeah.
especially if diabetes is in your family, like big in Latino families, cholesterol, all that stuff. So I've tried to get really good about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's hard for people to kind of exclude all those good things in their life. You know, like if people have like diabetes or they're having some kind of health issue because of their weight, and it's like, what do I do? And then what's the recommendation? Oh, don't eat anything that you love. You know, and it's like you're setting them up for failure. They're not going to be able to sustain that their whole life. They're going to, relapse and
For
what?
sure, for sure.
So it's like changing up like that, replacing, sugar-free items with on all of that stuff is going to help.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Well, thanks for sharing those tips. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll share about your big event coming up.
Yay.
Te mandé tantas cartas bonitas que hablaban de amor. Te escribí tantos versos deseando que pronto volvieras. Me resisto a creer cómo puedes tener tanto orgullo o temor de decir ante mí, este amor ya no es tuyo. He rezado también para ver si el milagro llegaba, mas nadie contesta jamás mi llamada. La esperanza se fue, yo no puedo cambiar el destino. Solo un beso dejé al teléfono aquel y colgué mi llamada. Hoy te hablé y marqué tantas veces el número tuyo. Le pregunté a tus amigas de ti y ya no te han visto. Me resisto a creer cómo puedes tener tanto orgullo o temor de decir ante mí, este amor ya no es tuyo. He rezado también para ver si el milagro llegaba, mas nadie contesta jamás mi llamada. La esperanza se fue, yo no puedo cambiar el destino. Solo un beso dejé al teléfono aquel y colgué mi llamada. Solo un beso dejé al teléfono aquel y colgué mi llamada.
KLMOK Alamo Tejano 90.9 FM, San Antonio's 92.1. Somos San Antonio. We're back with Life Stories with April Monterosa. Before we go to April, real quick shout out to K Alamo's very own weekend warrior, Johnny O, checking in on Facebook Live. También Alex Cisneros. Good morning, Merry Christmas. Ruby Moreno and Sandra Brooke Martinez. Welcome.
All right, thank you. Welcome back, guys. So you have a really
That
cool
might help.
yeah, you have a really cool event coming.
Yes. Super.
Tell us about it.
Super exciting. Okay, so with everybody's New Year's resolutions, right?
That's right. Yes.
I hope y'all stick to them. I think last month, my article was on New Year's resolutions on how to keep them. So it's going to be January 14th, right?
Okay.
We're doing 12 to 4 p.m. at Brewster's.
Mhm.
So a lot of us should know where Brewster's are at is now, right? Or do I need to put the address out there?
Do you have a name for your event?
Yes, it's Southside Fitness Fun. Does that?
I'm excited for
Right?
you.
Does that sound exciting?
I think that's a perfect time to do it because it's New Year's, right? Everybody
Yeah.
wants to start a new life, a fresh start, and but tell us what the event's going to consist of. I know that you shared with me, but share with the
Yes.
listeners.
So it's going to be a free community event. So I want to incorporate a lot of other fitness professionals. I invite them to come. If anybody is interested, they do need to contact me, because I do got to give the okay. We're going to have a yoga session, and we're going to have Zumba going on as well. And then we're going to have a little fun with me and Body by Sasha. So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to incorporate probably a weight loss challenge during the event as well too. People who have been in my weight loss challenges, they know I don't hold 21-day, 4-week challenges. We're going to go in for the long run. So we look at like 12-week challenges.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's because we're going to go the smart way. I don't want to set anybody up for failure. It's a learning process. You can't learn anything in, 2 weeks. You can't learn how to eat, in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It takes a while.
For sure.
And there's a lot of trial and error. So my weeks last, 3-4 months. So that's going to be exciting. And there is a support group. We are in the same messenger. We contact each other, practically every day. But yeah, this fitness event is just going to be a free event. And I think that's
will
awesome.
you be looking for vendors?
Yes, I'm
So
going
are
to be looking for
Are
vendors.
you looking for like small business owners in the community that like, I guess, sell any type of fitness or wellness products?
Yes, fitness,
merchandise?
wellness, merchandise. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I'm
All
all
right.
about this the mom and pop and kind of bringing them all together so we all know what's going on in our community in the South Side. Like, come out, message me, on Facebook, on Instagram, or you can email me at bodybysasha@yahoo.com or just straight text me,
Yeah.
know.
Well,
But
you heard San Antonio. There's a fitness event coming in January at Brewster's Backyard Ice House. That's located at 815 Pleasanton Road. And if you follow Body by Sasha on Facebook and Instagram,
yeah, Instagram.
she'll be posting about that event soon and all the details. If you're a business owner or small vendor that's in the fitness, health, or wellness industry, contact either one of us,
Yes.
and we'll set you up at the event. So, fun fact. Give us a fun fact about you that people don't know or that people would find surprising.
Oh, I'm pretty transparent. I think I a fun fact. Let's see. Man, I wouldn't even know where to go with that. I'm
I like the plant thing. You're the plant mom.
but people know that about me because I post my
But you would
plants all
never
the time.
think that. Like, you would not think that. Like a first impression. Like,
Yeah, that I own all these
like
plants.
you own 15,000 plants.
Yeah, guys, it's ridiculous. You should see
I
when I
gotta
had to
introduce
pull
you to
them
my
in.
sister-in-law. Y'all can like go plant shopping or something.
I know.
And
You know what?
And she likes working out, so hey, there you
That
go.
would be like an exciting field trip for me, like plant shopping.
Oh my goodness, that is too funny. Tell us where you can be found on social media.
Okay, so it's going to be Body by Sasha, Mobile Gym and Fitness on Facebook and on Instagram. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah, just find me there. Follow me, message me. I get a lot of people that kind of message and they ask for tips or they just have questions and I don't mind answering them. So feel free.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning into Live Stories. This is April Monterosa, and I am the publisher of Live from the Southside magazine. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Southside SATX and at April May Media. Merry Christmas, everyone.
All right, before we head out, quick shout out to Frankie from LF Productions checking in. Norma Velez also on Facebook Live, thank you. And the other weekend warrior, Mr. Earl Hudson. Uncle Earl, thank you for checking in. You've been listening to Life Stories with April Monterosa on a Saturday morning. Coming up next, Polka Time with Placido Salazar.